guys, welcome back to Harry Makes It Up. I hope you guys are all really well. I was asking recently on Insta stories whether you guys would rather see a favourites type video or a new first impressions, and the favourites video won out. So I'm going to show you a few of the pieces I've been loving in my kind of personal makeup bag recently. So some of these things I've used in my pro kit also, but I think I'm going to do a separate video on my kind of pro kit favourites, some new additions. So let me know down below if you would like to see that. Quite a bit to get through. I'm going to include some cutaways where it's possible. First thing to start with, I guess we'll start with skincare and kind of work up. So you guys will have seen probably a lot of hype around Lixia. Gorgeous packaging. This is I think this is skincare with simplicity in mind. I feel like skincare's almost started to become a little bit overcomplicated for the sake of being so at the minute. Maybe that's just me. I feel like with talks of acids and retinoids and everything, we've kind of forgotten what the basics are and what our skin actually needs. And obviously actives are important, but I think sometimes it's nice to make things a little bit less complicated. And for me, that's what Lixia is all about. So the products that I've been loving the most from this brand, and I have done a blog post to go with this as well, so I will pop that down below, which explains all the products in the range. It's a very small edit and exactly what each one does. So there's probably going to be a lot of blog posts in the description box below, because obviously I've been using these things a lot and they're very much tried and tested and loved by myself. So vitamin C paste is the one that I use in the morning. This is a quick morning mask, protects and corrects in one. It's like a face wash. I feel like it tingles a little bit when it goes on. This helps get your skin ready for the day, gives it a really nice clean. Again, more in the blog post. I won't go into detail too much because this video will be crazy long otherwise. And then the Electro Gel Cleanser. This is the one I use in the evening, which is one I use to remove makeup with. Both of these I remove with a muslin cloth as well. That's important. I think the lady, I believe it's Colette Hayden, who she is the person who formulated these and made them. She said that it's really important to take off your removers with a muslin cloth. And I've got to admit, I'm quite lazy at that. I've only really just kind of started doing it properly, and I am noticing the benefits with my skin. So I've always been a cotton wool person. I do use face wash and wash it off, but the muslin cloth thing is something that I just can't be asked to wash them all the time, if I'm being really honest. But I've been trying getting better and I am seeing the difference. So those two I have loved. And I've been using those about a month, so very happy to recommend them, and I've seen the improvements in my skin. So next up is an oil, and this is from Kate Somerville. This is the Dilo oil, not sure how you pronounce it. Great if your skin is needing hydration. I am a lover of face oils. Again, I've done my top 5 in a blog post that will be linked in the description box below as well. This one I think has to be my favorite though so far. I see the most quick improvements with this one. So I put it on, I wake up in the morning with baby soft skin that is very nourished looking, very hydrated, and it feels great as well. So big lover of that. Now, body creams and me have had a troublesome relationship because I have eczema sometimes on my elbows and the backs of my knees. It's been okay for quite a while now, but weirdly I do get pigmentation on my body more so than my face. So I find my legs, sometimes when I shave, I might get a little bit of irritation. And finding a body cream that actually makes your body skin look better, not just feel better, I actually think is quite hard to find. And this one I discovered when I was in London meeting with some PRs there, and it's called Ameliorate. Not the sexiest looking tub, fair to say, but this stuff really works, guys. This is a Smooth Skin Science Transforming Body Cream. So this one is clinically proven to increase moisture levels in your skin for up to 12 hours. This one has lactic acid in as well, so it kind of like nom just eats all those dead skin cells, really helps gently brighten the skin as well, and I really have loved this, guys. I can't stress how good this has been, and I find that when I've had like shaving rash or pigmentation on my legs, this actually gets rid of it, and it worked very quickly as well, I have to say. Again, I saw noticeable results in a very short space of time, so I highly recommend that. Great if you suffer from those little kind of bumps on the backs of your arms, which I definitely do, and like I said, kind of small pigmentation on your legs, especially post shaving. This is great. So SPFs, I absolutely love an SPF. I am very loyal to wearing SPFs, especially now that I live in Los Angeles, and that was kind of one of my like beauty New Year's resolutions, if you like, to make sure I actually am very strict with my SPF. And again, there's another blog post with some of my favorites, but this is a new edition. Recently, I was very lucky to get a facial with lovely people at Dermalogica, and I got introduced to some of their other products because for years I've always gone back to the daily exfoliant, the one that you use in the wash that's like the one you use in the shower that's like a face powder that you rub and then it gently exfoliates. Absolutely love that. My Phyto oil, I really love, but they're quite a new products that again had been kind of launched since I'd properly met with them. And this was one of them that I think it's my favorite SPF ever. I think I'm gonna go there. This one is the Dynamic Skin Recovery SPF 50, and I just feel like, first of all, I love the packaging. There's actually like a clear band, so you can see how much is left, which I really like. This feels very thin, so I like this. I've actually been using this like a primer, sort of like I do my moisturizing, my skincare in the morning. And then when I come back to this, I find if I kind of put this on before I do my base, it gives that really nice kind of glowy look to my skin, which I personally really like. And I just find foundation goes on really smoothly. There's no white cast with this. It feels much more comparable to a really nice fluid moisturizer. Love that. So there's a new fragrance love in my life, and it is Glossier You. Again, there's another blog post on this kind of describing it a little bit better than I know I'll be able to in a video. I'll pop that down below as well. This, I feel like when it first came out, I was like, meh, perfume, meh, not that fussed. I've been wearing perfume oils for a long time, actually absolutely love perfume oils. But I had a freebie in, I'd ordered some more, I think Generation G lipsticks for my kit from Glossier, and they had the little sample of the perfume, so obviously I was like, I'm gonna try it, see what we think. And I kind of felt indifferent when I first smelt it. I was like, I definitely don't dislike it, I like it, but is it the best thing I've ever smelled? Not sure. And then I walked past Dave and Dave was like, oh my God, you smell really good. And then my friend later on in the day was like, Harry, what are you wearing? You smell really good. Literally wanted to buy it there and then, which is very impressive. And I think it was one of those things, it smelled better as the day went on. And I know they describe this as like, you are the main ingredient, like sweaty, sexy skin. And it kind of reminds me of how my skin smells when I'm on holiday on the beach, which I really like. It feels kind of summery. I think it's quite a casual fragrance, but you totally can wear it for dressing up, dressing down. And yeah, I feel like when I can smell the spice in it and the salt, which I really like, that's probably the holiday element of it for me. But I really love this, and I feel quite naked now without it. And after wearing it, it's probably been about a month now I've been wearing it. When I stop using it and go back to it, I kind of really love it now. I find it's the going back to it that reminds me how much I love this scent and how much it does smell like me, if that makes sense. But anyway, really nice perfume, really recommend that, definitely check that out. And it is eau de parfum as well, which I really like. For a $60 price point, I personally think that's really good. So moving into makeup, after I've done my Dermalogica SPF, I've been using this foundation kind of on work days where I need something vaguely long lasting and just very quick to do in the mornings. Now you guys will have seen, if you watched last week's video, I'll link it somewhere up here, my tried and tested long wear foundations. My beloved NARS one was the winner. Absolutely love that one, and that is kind of going into my pro kit at the minute. I use it on myself as well, love it, but I think that testing series really affirmed for me that that would be a great red carpet foundation as well. So I'm adding that to my pro kit, and you'll probably find that's going to be in a pro kit favorite soon. But the other one I wanted to mention and make sure I gave some love to in this video is by Hourglass. Now this one totally surprised me. I feel like, again, super late to the party as I always am. I like to try things in my own time when there's not so much hype around them. And this is the Hourglass Vanish stick, which I'm wearing right now. I am the colour Linen. Now I've got a bit more of a tan as well, which is quite yellowy undertone, but I find it gets rid of the redness around my nose. And I love this. And I think it was one of those things when I went to see Hourglass a little while ago, they were like, have you tried our foundation? And I was like, I'm not really into stick foundations necessarily. There's a couple I like, but they don't really excite me. And yet they were like, try it with the brush as well. Again, I'm always like, that sounds like marketing spiel. But I did, and I have to say, this foundation with this brush is amazing. You'll see when I'm applying it in the cutaways, it just glides on, and it does give a, I wouldn't quite go as far as a second skin, but it gives a skin-like finish that's very flawless. But again, you know, I'm wearing it now, I feel like it still looks like my skin. It doesn't look too heavy, but it does give you coverage. I definitely feel like you need a moisturizer underneath or something very hydrating, but I like how this wears on me. It doesn't wear patchy, it doesn't dry out. I feel like it has the feel of a fluid foundation in a stick, which I personally really, really like. I like the triangle kind of feature to it. It's really, really nice. And it's the brush. I don't know what it is, because to give you an example, when I use the brush, so you'll see the brush, well, it doesn't look clean. It doesn't look like it's covered in foundation. And I feel like the brush moves the foundation into the skin as opposed to absorbing all the foundation. And I think that's what's so great about this combo. Normally when I use a brush and I look down at the end, the brush is kind of covered in foundation, looks really dirty. I put this brush back in my makeup bag each time and it never gets makeup on my makeup bag, which I kind of find bizarre. So in my head, what that's telling me is that this brush is actively pushing the product into my skin and evenly around my skin, as opposed to soaking it into the brush and just sitting into the brush. So big ramble there, but give those two a go together if you haven't tried them and let me know what you think, because I really love those two. So another new love that I can't remember if I have spoken about this on my channel or not. I definitely mentioned them on the podcast full coverage, if not, but Ellis Farce. I am blooming obsessed with this packaging, guys. They're so good for handbags, so super chic. After I've done my foundation, my kind of go-to concealer has been the Ellis Farce one. I am shade S202. So I find when I add this Ellis Farce concealer pen to my Hourglass foundation, I need very little of it, and this has a very, very hydrating formula. It's more like a liquid that comes out. It really reminds me actually of the Clinique, was it called the Airbrush Concealer? Very, very similar to that in texture and feel, and it just feels incredibly, incredibly light under the eyes. I completely love this. I just feel like you don't kind of even feel it's there. I will use a little bit around my nose, but absolutely love the concealer. I also have one of the eyeshadows. I have a shimmery brown that I love that I just do with my fingers. This is E307, really love that. And I sometimes keep this in my bag. So say I had on like the eyeshadow I was wearing right now, I'm on my way to work in a minute, so I'm not gonna show you just because I don't wanna change my makeup to too heavy for a work day. But I'll keep this in my bag and I can just kind of pop this over the top and make my eye look much smokier, a little bit more like a shimmery brown, a bit richer, very quickly and easily. But the one that I love and I feel like has become a staple in my own makeup bag is the blushes. This is S302. It's literally blush in a pen. It's so, so genius. And I bought this color when I was a little bit paler, knowing it would be like my summer blush. I'm wearing it right now. I definitely feel like as opposed to being pinky, there's more of like a terracotta tone in it, which I really, really like when I get a tan. It's very, very sun-kissed looking. It's nice with like freckles drawn on top. Again, it's a liquid blush, so it's very translucent. You're gonna be able to see your freckles through this blush. And I just love this. I feel like it has real lasting power, really stays put, and love the formulation, love the design, love the packaging. Everything about it excites me. So the last thing I've tended to finish my base with at the minute, if I'm not using Glossier Halo Scope, which I still love, has been this, and this is what I keep in my handbag. This is the Make Beauty Custom Finish Effects Matte Dew. So you have one side, which is a dewy kind of highlighter. It's what I'm wearing right now. There's no glitter in it, no shimmer. It's just that really nice, sweaty, sexy skin, as you know, I like to say. And then you've got a matte balm here, which I find is great to kind of touch up over my nose throughout the day. I like it on my chin. It's also great if anything is creasing under my eyes. I can kind of tap this and almost use it like a kind of silicone primer just to push things back into place. Absolutely love this. I think Make is killing it at the minute, and I do have a blog post as well of my top recommendations of what to buy from Make Beauty. So of course, I'll link that down below as well. So it never stops being exciting when you receive a gift from Chanel. I was incredibly, incredibly lucky to receive some Chanel brushes for Christmas from Chanel, and I think that might be one of the most exciting things I've ever received from PR. And they've reformulated all their brushes and they are so, so beautiful. They are everything I want from Chanel and more. Beautiful, soft bristle hair. I feel like they've really thought about the shapes of their brushes now. And this one in particular, I use loads. This one is the powder brush, the precision powder. such a beautiful brush. I mean, I just feel like you can get right in around the nose. I was going to use these in my pro kit, but I decided, you know what, they're just too nice. I want them for me. So I have kept these for me, and I just love them. They're so, so beautiful. They even came with this little, like, I don't even know if you can buy this or if this was just something sent to press, but it has like Chanel written on it, and there's 3 like little Russian dolls where they kind of stack inside each other. Such beautiful quality. Again, the blending brushes, they've got nice dome shapes. I feel like brushes very similar to the Suku ones. This one is amazing. I love this one. This is just eyeshadow brush. And I have to say, they've become incredibly special. And again, I'm really enjoying doing my own makeup at the minute. I know I keep banging on about this, especially since I've had my hair cut, but these brushes, every time I use them, feel so special. And I do think if you have a couple of key brushes that you love, that make your makeup apply really easier, everything about doing your makeup is more enjoyable and better, it'll last better, it looks better, and it just makes the whole process a lot less stressful. So had to give those a shout out because they just give me joy every time I look at them and use them. So last but not least is a lipstick favorite that isn't by any means new, but I feel like whenever I wear it in the tried and tested videos, you guys always ask me what it is. And it's a nude that I always come back to, and I think this might be my favorite nude ever now. It's the one that I think has replaced my, Burberry was one of my original nude loves. I think it was called like Nude Rose or Nude Peach. This is Charlotte Tilbury Kissing lipstick in Bitch Perfect. It's the one I'm wearing now. Dots them on so you can see. And for me, it's just the right side of a peachy nude. I feel like there's a hint of pink in it, but it's much more peachy, which I find, especially when I have a tan, it doesn't start to look too pale on me. It still kind of lifts my skin. It's nice with these kind of cafe au lait color palettes. It's nice with reds, it's nice with warm tones, but it equally looks great with cooler tones like purples or like navies. And I just love it. It is my staple nude, and I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but I was just thinking about what my 10th favorite was gonna be, and I just thought that is the thing that I wear nearly every day. So I wanted to include it because some things are so good, they come around twice in favorites videos, and to me that shows the strength of a real favorite. So it's very comfortable on my lips. It's the kind of nude as well, I can almost like dab without really looking and not worry about getting it everywhere. It's very moisturizing, very comfortable, and I really like it. So that would be my 10th and final favorite for the things I've been loving. Like I said, there's going to be a ton of information in the description box below. I'll also list all the other pieces of makeup that I'm wearing in this video because I'm off to work in a minute. So yeah, if there's any questions you have about the makeup I'm wearing in addition to what I've shown you, it'll all be in the description box, including those other blog posts. I wanted to say, guys, as well, I'm also on Blog Loving, so you can follow Harry Makes It Up on Blog Loving if you want to make sure you never miss one of my blog posts as well. I post 3 times a week, at least that's what I try to do. So definitely go check out the blog as well. I would love it if you guys subscribe, and I'll see you soon for videos. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.